Alright, here we go. I haven't analyzed these games yet. This is blind. This is the benefit of doing quick games, is I don't really care that much. I just want to know what the hell was going on. So, okay, in round 1, I only got 1 white again. Every single week, I get 1 white, and then I have to play 2 strong players with black. It's fine, no problem. My opponent was around 2000 USCF. I don't know what his quick was. I know his classical is near mine. So I went d4 and he went d6, and I was like, oh, well, this could be one of 2 things. It could be like a, well, modern hippo perk situation, or it could be a Philidor, and I welcome a Philidor, so I went e4. And plus, like, there's no other really, like, good move here. I feel like you gotta take the center if they give it to you. And he went g6. So he's playing like me a year ago. And I was like, I'll just castle, you know. I like to castle. He went knight d7. He's like avoiding castling. This is how I played it in the what's it called? The Chicago Open a little bit. I went for solid. I don't know how it all works when you go c4, so I was like, all right, I'll just go c3, and this is basically me putting training wheels on because it's a quick game, and I want to like baby proof the house so that I don't hit my head and die. So that's what c3 is. It's just like I don't want to deal with anything ever. I'm just gonna make everything made of rubber. He goes e6. Not very confrontational. Opponent has not passed the 3rd rank yet. I go knight d2, he goes knight e7, and at this point I decided to start playing it not exactly like a King's Indian attack, but a little bit. I went with h4 and I was like, the computer is probably going to hate this, but surprisingly not. It's a decent move here, and the point of this move is less to just shove the h-pawn aimlessly, and more I want to play actually knight h2. Like, I could go h3, but because e6 has been played, bishop g4 is probably not being played, and also because e6 has been played, maybe the knight comes to g4 and actually tries to do things on the dark squares here. Worst case scenario, this pawn gets attacked, I play g3. Like, I can go rook e1 and bishop f1 and bishop g2 and maybe even play it a little bit like a King's Indian attack. But also it's quick and I'm trying to scare him. And immediately he goes like h6, which I think was unnecessary. I think he can just castle. I don't know that he has to be so worried. But h6 is a potential hook, I thought. So I go knight h2, following up with my plan. He goes c5. And I missed that I can just go knight c4, which is like very annoying for him to deal with. If he goes knight b6, I think the knight is just misplaced is the idea. I think I can take... I don't know which move order is better. And then, I don't know, like his queen is weird. Probably dumb question. Is the purpose of that to bring the knight to g4? Is there a... Yes! That is the exact purpose, is to bring the knight to g4 and work with the bishop on the dark squares for the attack. That is exactly the idea. So I just went knight f3. I mean, I played this move pretty fast because the pawn was attacked. Opponent castles, and I thought for a while here I wanted to play knight g4, and after h5 I wanted to play knight h6, and I think king h7 loses actually, because if knight g5, king takes h6, I have knight takes f7, double check winning the queen. But it's like, oh well, why doesn't he just go king h8? Still I go knight takes f7, and then I go knight takes f7 again. This sort of tactic I remember is how I beat a really strong player, before me, the highest rated woman in Colorado chess history. She was also an expert. And I beat her when I was like, I want to say 1600 or something with one of these dealios. So it's very near and dear to my heart, you know? But I was like, well, what if he just goes king h8 now? Like, now my knight is trapped. Like, what, this looks stupid. Apparently it's fine. It's kind of crazy to me that I can just like trap my own knight and then just play normal move. But I also was like, what is the point? Why would I do that? So I just developed a piece and attacked a pawn. I wasn't sure if bishop e3 or bishop f4. I wasn't sure if e5 was a good inclusion for me or not. Played e5. I went bishop e3. He takes. And f5 I thought was very ambitious, because now I take on e5, and he's got to worry about lines opening here. And my uh-oh, don't look at that. Hold on. I went queen b3, and I wanted to put a rook on d1 and like hassle his pieces. So I want to do that. Opponent goes f4. Wait, no, it's my turn here. Yeah, I played rook a to d1 because f4 is coming. And if I play rook f to d1 after f4, like if I want to play bishop c1 and tuck him away, then the rook is dead. So I used this rook so that if I need to put my bishop here, then the rook isn't trapped. And he plays f4, and I went bishop c1 now. And of course, bishops, you know, like he's doing the same thing on this diagonal, whether he's here or here. The only reason to play d2 is if I'm going this way, which I might, but it also blocks the d file, so it kind of ruins the whole thing. I thought he was going to play knight c5, and I was actually not super happy with my position. I mean it's fine. Like he gets the bishop pair, and I get like an open position. It's fine. It's like equal. But he went knight c6, which surprised me, and I'm very, very happy with the move I played here. If you let the computer think long enough, my move becomes best. And it's just like a weird looking, not obvious move, and I had kind of a long think here. And I'm curious what other people would play in this position. Because, like, one of my ideas is to play knight g4 and, like, pick up, annoy the pawn, and maybe overwork the bishop. Something like this. I want to clear the d file at some point to pin the knight. This bishop could be overworked in a lot of ways. I noticed that when the queen tries to get out of the pin, if she goes to c7, for example, I feel the bishop could be overworked. It could be the only thing defending a loose piece once the knight goes away, plus all the loose pawns. I also wanted to clear the d file with the bishop, but I didn't see a great way to do that. I could go bishop c4, but then I have to worry about knight a4, and I don't know if I should really worry about that. There's also knight d4. And moving the bishop back here would basically be killing it. It has no future on this diagonal. And, you know, because a6 is in, I can't play bishop b5, but that would be really, really annoying for them to deal with, because these knights are actually pretty good, etc., etc. So I think I thought for like 3 minutes here, we'll see, but I played queen a3, which was the best move. And my idea is to play bishop b5 because of the pin, and it also tickles the rook on f8. It also clears the way for b3. Like if queen e7, I was even going to maybe play b3. Let me check if that's good. Yeah, it takes on e7 and then b3. Yeah, this is the idea. And play bishop a3 now. And then the bishops are actually going to move over to these diagonals. And I was like, queen a3 is either like really stupid or the best move. There was no shot that it was anything other than like it's either the best move or it's like idiotic. And so I'm very happy that that was the best move. Now, right after this I blunder, he goes queen b6, and I thought it was a genius. This is what I mean, like where I'm like kind of back, where I find moves like that, but then I'm like, oh, knight g4, and I'm gonna get him. But I didn't see that after the knight moves. I almost hung the knight entirely because I just didn't see that it was attacked. If I don't know. And so I just had to go back, and my position is awful now because I just gave him 2 moves. There was no need for this. Like, I can just go bishop c4 and b3 and play a lot slower, but I thought I could go like bishop c4 here, but he would take me. So, you know, that's not so good. h5, when do you want to play h5? And who wants to play h5? But anyways, I went bishop c4 and it's like, okay, and then I should still go b3. I went queen d6, which immediately, like, basically blunders to rook f6, and then instead of... I do this. I just move a piece out, it gets attacked, and I have to go back. The only good move is queen a3, but I was, like, feeling very discouraged, I guess, and had not a lot of time. So I tried to make a threat immediately, like, just getting my queen trapped, and I resigned. No, or I went here, and then I resigned. So that was the warm-up game.